Today I fucked up, Mom opened my mail. Today I fucked up by ordering a book. So, a few months ago I, 24F, placed an Amazon pre-order for a book that was due to be released in a couple months. I was in the process of moving, so I put my parents' address down for shipping, not thinking much about it. Months go by, I ordered this sucker November 19th, and this week I get a notification that it shipped. Yay. I wait for it to arrive at my residence. And wait. Finally I check the mail again today with no book to be found. Confused, I check my account and find it was shipped and delivered to my parents' house. Cue panic. I text my mom, trying to be nonchalant, saying a package for me arrived at their place and to not worry about opening it, but wanting to confirm it was received. A response that came a couple of days ago. It was opened. Smiley face. The book's title? Tell me what you want. The Science of Sexual Desire and How It Can Help You Improve Your Sex Life. Kill me now. Too long didn't read, ordered an educational sex book. Mom opened it. It's been opened, but has it been read? To be determined. I think I'll know once I pick it up since it's paperback. I wouldn't worry too much. You're 24, and there is a strong possibility that your mother has had sex at least once in the past. Possibility. She should totally mess with you and give it to you in what appears to be a well-used condition. Reminds me of what I did to a friend. My wife and I got married young, so for our wedding he gave us a similar book. He got married himself 4 years or so later. I found the book, highlighted and underlined some things, dog-eared some pages, even glued a couple pages together. Then gave it back to him. It was fabulous to get that thank you card. Was it the family edition? Get out of here, Alabama. I bought a mail toy off Wish a couple years ago, and you never know when that shit's gonna arrive. One day at work I received a text from my mom, still with parents, that I got a package and was wondering what it was since it was squishy, and I freaked out. I tracked her down to the store since she was there and it was still in the car. I talked it off as gel shipping foam, but I have a feeling she knows. Today I fucked up by masturbating on my birthday. I turned 43 today. With my husband working abroad, I woke up alone on my birthday for the first time in however many years. It didn't help that I barely slept last night. It was hot and sticky, so I ended up sleeping in my birthday suit. As you can imagine, I was feeling rather lonely, so I decided to treat myself to a little morning pleasure. Just as I was getting into the rhythm of things, the door swung open and my son rushed in wishing me a happy birthday. Needless to say, I panicked, and the ensuing carnage resulted in the lovely birthday breakfast he made for me ending up on the floor. Luckily, his younger brother didn't see anything. He told him Mummy isn't dressed. All I could think was, wow, what a great start to my 43rd year. I feel really bad about having tainted the wonderful surprise the boys planned for me. I really should have been more prepared. They always rush in to wish me a happy birthday. I guess I just miss my husband. I can't think straight without him. Too long didn't read. Woke up this morning feeling lonely and a little horny, so I decided to treat myself to a cheeky birthday pleasure sesh. Sons brought me an amazing birthday breakfast that sadly ended up on the floor. My eldest son saw a lot more than he bargained for. Be prepared for him not to look you in the eye for days, even weeks. No eye contact for life. I'm surprised he didn't scream. Poor lad just sort of froze up, stopped in his tracks. 30 years from now, Mom, do you remember your 43rd birthday? First thing I taught my kids, always knock first. I used to set the example by knocking on their doors, announcing myself, and asking if it was okay to come in. This has become a custom for all of us, and it's part of what we consider as respect for personal privacy. It's different for each family, I get it, but man, I wish they knocked first, lol. Still, what a sweet thing they did. They must love you lots. Happy birthday. Edit. Wow, this low-hanging fruit post really exploded. Thanks for the gold and silver. Today I fucked up by realizing I taught my son the wrong word for ribs. A little backstory. So 3 weeks ago I bought a grill and was beaching ribs my first time, and they looked good. So when I came back in from checking on them, I yelled, "Babe, them ribs lookin' smackalicious." I chose this word, but it was the first one that came to mind. Then my 3-year-old son copied me like looking macawicious. And I was like, yes, smackalicious. Giving him high fives, and me and him was just repeating that they looked smackalicious the whole time I was grilling. I didn't think much of it, and my wife and I thought it was cute every time he would copy me and say mackalicious. Now fast forward to yesterday, I grilled ribs again, but this time I wasn't as excited as I knew what I was doing and knew they would be good. I never once called them smackalicious or anything of the sort. I pull em off the grill, put em on the island, and am letting em cool down a bit when my son walks up to me with his plate and said, "Daddy, can I have some mackalicious?" I was like, huh? Somewhat, and he pointed at the ribs and said, "Some mackalicious." And I just started cracking up and look over at my wife, who is shaking her head at me while holding back a laugh. I then put some on his plate and said, "No buddy, they are called ribs," and he smiles at me and says, "No, it's a mackalicious." So now I have to find out a way to turn the fun word of mackalicious into the boring word ribs. Too long didn't read, yelled that my ribs looked smackalicious with my son the whole time I was grilling a few weeks ago, and now my son thinks ribs are called, as he would say, mackalicious. You think in 15 years he'll be on Reddit telling people that he thought ribs were called mackalicious for too long? Today I fucked up by actually learning what ribs are called. So this is a short one. I was at a cookout today with a group of my friends, including my crush. We were playing a game of impromptu football when we got called to eat. So the guy at the grill, my crush's dad, was asking everyone what they wanted. When it came to my turn, I, with a level of enthusiasm I would not have believed possible, said, "I'll have some mackalicious please." Big mistake. Everyone looked at me like I had just beamed down from a spaceship and asked to be taken to their leader. Finally, Crush's dad broke the silence. What? I meekly pointed to the ribs, was dished for, and went to sit. Later at home I asked my mom about it. She burst out laughing and said, "Oh, sweetie, those aren't called mackalicious. They're ribs, because they're made from the ribs of the cow, you see." When I asked how I didn't know this, she explained that as a toddler, I had been under an unshakable impression that they were called mackalicious. She had always meant to correct me in time, but it kept slipping her mind, and after a while it became a family joke. Too long didn't read, family joke meant that I have mislabeled ribs as mackalicious all my life. I discovered this linguistic discrepancy by utterly embarrassing myself at a barbecue which was attended by my crush. Petition to actually change ribs to mackalicious. Ribs? What are ribs? Do you mean mackalicious? Excuse me sir, can you please tell me which aisle has smoky mackalicious? Just leave it for now. He'll eventually learn the correct term, and then you'll have an awesome story to embarrass him with when he gets a GF. Or maybe he'll own it, learn a great recipe for some marinade, and call them his mackalicious ribs. You sound like a great father, so no worries. I see nothing wrong with this situation. Well, my 31-year-old wife still says motor pickle and hecalopter, so being an adult is boring. Make it fun. Hecalopter sounds like the name of a villain,